Welcome back to Let's Play Darkest Dungeon. I'm your host, Timepants, and today we are heading into darkness for the very first time. So, I have this band of winners here. We have Bernie, the Master Flagellant, with some accuracy and more importantly, scouting, as well as even more scouting. I am terrified of the darkness, and even more so, I am terrified of getting surprise attacked, so let's just head that off at the pass and hopefully scout every single hallway and room we'll be headed into. We also have this molted tail feather. Now, my idea here, I kind of went into detail in the last episode, but basically, this jar of ash causes on attack hit burn 3, right? Well, Hearthlight, if you look here at the tooltip, you can see it looks like there is an attack component to it, right? It is attacking all 4 enemy ranks, while it is also usable from all 4 ranks. So my thinking is, when she does this, she is going to buff she's going to buff all the party. She's going to apply burn, which means she's effectively buffing the party 11 crit, just kind of all in one big go. And then we use our standard Plague Doctor setup here. And I'm going to be trying this piece of equipment here, this trinket. It's something that I'm kind of interested in. Specifically, it allows for, if you see that, armor piercing plus 100% versus bleeding, which is to say, it makes you, if you bleed the enemy, you ignore their protection score. So, all that being said, if you look here, this battle ballad, that's just plus 5 crit, right? That's plus 5 crit. For 3 stacks of that, he is an incredible contributor to the party. Well, we're getting, basically 2 battle ballads worth of crit in one go. So I think it's going to be good, and the accuracy is comparable. We don't get the speed, but a lot of the enemies in the wield are slow. Also, notice this. I fixed the cursor finally. Thank you. I am so sorry for how all of that went. Now we don't really have a proper healer. Bernie here can heal, but I don't know if I feel like super comfortable relying on him. But we'll see. Maybe I'm being I'm being excessive, but sorry. That's just who I am. Sorry. We have 1 torch here coming from, of course, our runaway. So what I'm thinking is, if we do find a Shambler shrine, then at the end of our run, we'll go back and mess with it. We might run into a Shambler just in the darkness naturally, right? So in that case, let's save the fun times for the end. I'm a little worried about catching a horror debuff. What am I doing? I'm a little worried about catching a horror debuff from those wandering ghouls. So I hope you'll understand. We got some laudanum here, but we are gonna try and leave as much space open as we can. We are going to try leaving as much space open as we can, because we are gradually going to be filling that up with that pile of ash. And at the end of every round, each pile of ash that we have in our inventory is going to drop 2 burn on a random enemy. So let's get going, and hopefully I won't regret this. So one thing we are going to be one thing I kind of didn't realize about the runaway is that a lot of her skills, or a surprising number of her skills, add torch. And by a surprising number, I mean 2. Shut up. So, let's get started. And I have to say, after I had a day today, you would not believe the day that I had. And it is no exaggeration that like this Let's Play, small as it is kind of therapy for me. So I know I've seen my viewer count, and maybe I'm just speaking into the void, but even if I am, thank you for tuning in, Void. Yeah, I appreciate anybody who has stuck with me, or even who has just tuned in for this first part of the episode and is about to drop out. Thank you very much for showing up. Because I really do enjoy doing these things, even if I'm, you know, I'm just a dude. All right, so Hearthlight. So it does do burn. Okay, so yeah, I am going to be fighting against her constant, and that should be that crit buff versus burning. That must be it, right? Okay, so maybe a bit much there, but let's anticipate and let's flash. Now the crit mod on flash is already insane. Okay, I think we got something here, and got our first pile of ash. So the murder engine is already rolling. I think this is going to be a good party. I spent a lot of my day today quite excited about getting in and mixing it up here. All right, so what are we going to do? This is kind of our first real test, I think. Because while I would like to drop a blinding gas, I wonder if we need to mess with his accuracy. I don't think a -6 is consequential enough. So now the question is, do we blight or do we stun? Let's stun because, yeah, that has synergy with burning. Well, it would have. But yeah, let's Rain of Sorrows. Let's just take out the support right now. And then hopefully, yeah, then hopefully we'll just be able to focus here on the giant. Alright, at least that will bring her up to rank 3, and now we're in business. Alright, he's got to exsanguinate, because this is a little troubling right now. Oh, everybody still has 1 tick of their buff from the hallway here. I guess we fought like right next to the door. Alright, so what are we gonna do here? Alright, she's got 4 burn, or 4 bleed, 3 burn. I don't think we do enough to her with a plague grenade. So now let's actually try and do something about the giant's accuracy. And now, controlled burn? Yeah, let's try it. And now we start stacking up the burn on everybody. And this is a bit of what I was worried about, is stress. I think stress is actually going to be kind of a big concern here. Alright, so we need to keep the riposte up, right? Because we get a big benefit out of having it. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, so if we anticipate, that's going to give us a riposte, right? Then let's feint. And if she gets swung on, then hopefully she... Yeah, hopefully she riposts, and hopefully she has the dodge to actually escape damage. Okay. Fortunately, he does get plus speed on Death's Door, but this might be an extremely short run. I think that's no damage, yeah, but... Uh-oh. Let's see here. I think... Let's get him out of the front rank. At this point, it might not even matter, but... Yeah, let's get him out of the front. Exsanguinate again. This is gonna add a lot of bleed, so... He's probably toast pretty quick, but... Let's backdraft. Maybe we can get a kill. No. But... He does get a burn again because of the Jar of Ash. So again, I'm sorry about the frequent play-by-play commentary here, but I'm trying to just kind of get a hang on the get a hold of the situation here. So he is dead. So let's do a little bit of healing, and hey, that's also some stress relief. We might camp a little sooner than we usually do. And let's go ahead and take the bandage, and we can drop it if we need to. Oof! This is a big medium. This is a big old medium. Alright, so I'm actually... Sorry, please don't hate me. I'm not gonna go to the... Actually, I am going to go to the secret room, and I'll tell you what, I didn't get any holy water, good lord. But hey, we got another pile of ash here. Yeah, we are actually going to go to the secret room, because we are going to use it to turn around so we don't have to backtrack back out. And I think we're going to risk it. I hope I don't regret this. I hope I don't regret it. Oof. Alright. Yeah, let's go to the secret room. See what we can get out of it. I mean, probably nothing, but who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised. I was not really that surprised. But, you know what? It's, you know, you should never lose that childlike sense of wonder, right? And that's what a secret room really represents to me. And speaking of which, like I said, I had a rough old day at work. But let me tell you something that has kind of been a hidden joy of being a dad. Maybe it's not. Maybe everybody like expects this and kind of goes into it with this expectation. You know, people say, and rightly, that, you know, if you have kids, you give up a certain degree of your freedom. And they are not wrong. But when I was like 13 or 14, yeah, I guess like 13 years old, I kind of had this realization that I was at the end of the time where you can play, right? Like capital P, play. Just, you know, play pretend, use your imagination, you know. I'm gonna pretend to be Superman. I'm gonna pretend to be Mario, right? And we're gonna run around in the backyard and play and have adventures and fight invisible ninjas, right? I wasn't ready to give that up, but you know, you're growing up alongside your generational cohort. You kind of don't have a choice if you want to not be, you know, socially dead. So having a kid, there is a little bit of freedom there that you don't really appreciate at first, and that is the freedom to just get to play, you know. Like my son likes Paw Patrol, so we get to you know, play Paw Patrol, and we've kind of built up our own like sort of lore and mythos So, like, Sky, like the pilot dog, she's like a high-functioning psychopath. Like, Zuma, the water rescue dog, he's secretly, like, super rich. What do we do here? I think we stand. Yeah, he's secretly, like, super rich. Like, everybody hates Chase because he's a cop. Ryder, who's like the boy genius leader of the Paw Patrol, he's secretly like, or he's like a himbo idiot who's older than time itself. So, you know, we just kind of have our own thing going on. Oh, right, she's marked, so we probably need to be a little careful about that, right? Let's see here. Let's do a controlled burn. On you. Yeah, I think healing is going to be a bit of a sore spot here the longer this drags on. So, let's see. 10. What do we think? 130 base. Plus 20, that's 150. It's a 70% shot. Honestly, I'm more worried about these guys at the moment, maybe. Maybe. That's a thinker. Alright, so here's my thought. We are going to hit this guy. And then we're going to try and boot him. Yeah, we're going to try and boot him. That will give him a stun. And that'll move this poor motherfucker onto the fire, right? And now, you are dead. You are dead. So now, do we just reclaim on you? How reasonable is it to get the kill here? I don't think reasonable enough. Let's do a restoration, and hopefully the healing offsets. Yeah, hopefully the healing offsets whatever he's about to do. It will really kind of not, huh? That sucks. Maybe he'll get another turn. Maybe. Okay, so here's my thought. Let's delay, and let's hope we can get some healing. Okay. It's not much, but I mean it's also not nothing, right? Okay, let's... What do we want to do here? I mean, that's just a high crit chance, but actually she won't get any stress. So let's... Do we just move? Yeah, let's just move back. And then, yeah. Restoration on her again. And now I'm feeling pretty good about how that went. Because, yeah, like, whoever takes the swing here, that's fine. That's fine. And we have more of that. So, we're playing alright, right? And then when we get to... Yeah, when we get to this room here, why don't we camp? And then we can feel pretty good about ourselves. Oh, we just wound up in our default position. Well, how about that? That's a funny little coinky-dink. Alright, yeah, hopefully we'll also get some scouting here. Thank goodness. I think I did kind of go a little all out on scouting. So, yeah, we don't have to go here. That's nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and camp. Because I'm thinking either we have 1, 2, 3, 4. well, we have between 3 and 5 battles left, and I think we can survive just fine if we have to do one battle without the benefit of our buffs, right? And this will free up some space so we can start putting some ashes. Yeah, putting some ashes down. Now, okay. What do we do here? I mean, right now, surprisingly, everybody's stress is quite good. So what do we do here? I mean, do we want to play with fire a bunch? Maybe. Maybe. We're definitely going to kindle. Okay, so we're going to kindle. Take all those out. We're going to play with fire on, let's say, the Plague Doctor. Her accuracy is really good, so, you know, we're definitely not going to have to worry about anything missing. And I think more often than not, she is going to attack 2 enemies. Yes, okay, this is good. She's going to attack 2 enemies, and if she ends up... I should have played with fire first, because then we could have used the herb here to burn off the debuff. Okay, it's a small optimization, but that was a misplay. But yeah, burn synergizes really well with stun, so yeah, let's do that. Okay, and then I think we should meditate. Because she's going to have dodge, or she's going to have her post up a lot, and there's a lot of enemies in here that do have mark synergy. And then we're probably... Yeah, okay, so I think we're probably just going to use preparation, so she'll beat some ass on round 1. And then who gets Ruthless Instruction? Probably him, because you can't crit a blinding gas, right? So yeah, let's Ruthless Instruction you. Sorry. And then we'll rest. I think that was a very good camp. I think that we can be proud of that one. And let's keep going. You want to just like try? Sure. Oh, yeah. You know, sometimes fortune favors the bold. We'll think about it, okay? We'll think about it. We have the torches. We will think about it, okay? Let me finish the mission, and I promise you we will think about it. But right now, I mean, if things proceed as they are currently, I don't see why not, right? I think we can definitely make that happen. All right, punish. Okay, so I think we punish here. That was not terribly inspiring. This should be, though. There we go. All right. And even more dodge. She's got 83 friggin' dodge. I think that is pretty good. Okay, so this has a chance to kill. And if we get the blight, okay. So this one's dead, and with only one enemy left, we are in just fantastic shape. Tough break, man. Yeah, that, like, 12 of those stacks came from piles of ash, And that means we can backdraft this motherfucker, and we are golden. Okay.
Horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Yeah, we are in real good shape. So, I mean, there's every possibility that this is it. And if that's the case, we are definitely going back. Or, sorry, I mean, this is it. And if that's the case, should we go back and fight it while we still have the buffs? Like, yes, right? Alright, we'll go back after this one. I made a whoopsie goofer here. I didn't put her back. So instead, let's feint, because he will, like, he does have Mark's energy, or he will focus on the marked target. So my hope is that he will attack her, and she has like 80 plus dodge, right? Yeah, 88 dodge. So if he targets her, like, that's real good. And well, dag nabbit. You know, that's not good. This is cause for concern. So if he afflicts, I think we're gonna have to. If he afflicts, we might not be able to take on the Shambler. Like, let's just be real. Let's accept our limitations. You know, that's a sign of maturity. That does not make us cowards. That makes us responsible adults, right? This is mostly fine because she can run and hide, right? And so that puts her back, and this gives her an extra 50% burn, which is, I think, just what the doctor ordered here. If this guy tries to hit, if this guy tries to hit Alicia, he is in for a world of hurt. Let's touche, because yeah, neither of these two are going to get to attack. So the only person who is going to get an attack is the Blighted Giant. And, well, I guess with him being marked, he's probably the more likely target now, isn't he? That's not good. That's not good. Uh-oh. We got lucky. We got bailed out there. That could have been real bad. But yeah, we got away with something. Let's just try and... No, let's actually run and hide. And my thinking is we can at least... maybe get one heal off. Okay. Let's take it. I was kind of crit fishing because I do want to take care of this stress. This is high. And right now, like, I'm sorry, I want to be the cool dad, but right now I'm kind of thinking this is too risky. I know his affliction is not the same as everybody else's. Okay. Okay. Stick with me. We will go back. Okay? So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna fight the Shambler. If things go bad, we are gonna run and finish the mission. I think that is super fair. Okay, so first off, we are taking that off. Why don't we... Actually, that is not bad. And then... Yeah, alright. And let's... I think we can also eat, right? Yeah. So, eat up. Yum. Yum. Okay. So, fight the Shambler. And I think this time, if she goes first, we actually do a controlled burn. Yeah, I think we start with a controlled burn.
The infinite malignity of the stars.
Okay. So let's disengage. And then he's just gonna move up. And this should get her into position so she can do a burn. Yeah, because speed of 1, we were definitely gonna get the first swing there. So I think this will ignite everything. I am pretty sure. Nice. Yep, everything's ignited. So now we are going to... Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to use her party buff. Now, I think we go for it because he's bleeding, and that lets us bypass the... That's gonna let us bypass the protection, and that's what I was hoping for. Hoping for a crit. So, this thing is now dead, and that means this thing is now dead. And I think we're gonna get out of this super fucking clean. I think we are gonna get out of this smelling like a rose. Holy shit. Because, yeah, now this thing is going to pass its burn onto Big Mama here. She might be dead. Yeah, I think she's dead. So, bandage. And let's see. I think we just controlled burn. I think we just... Actually, no. Let's run and hide. And then... Let's count. Let's just be ready. Alright, so... That is 14. That is dead. That is dead. Holy shit. Holy shit. We did it. Like, that... Fuck me running. That thing is dead. That thing is super, super dead. You guys. Okay. So we do have to finish the fight here. 33 stat. I think we'll be okay. So let's boot. Yeah. Because, yeah, now this thing dies to the burn. Even if this thing gets an attack, it don't matter. Like, it sucks that he's going to afflict. And he definitely is going to afflict. But that is so fine. That went real well. But yeah, he's probably going to afflict on this backtrack, actually. Yep, that's what I thought. Fortunately, Rapturous is not the worst thing that can happen. Like, as far as afflictions go, that one's pretty mild, and it has some upside. It's, yeah, his dodge bottoms out, but gets some speed. I think he also gets damage, yeah. So, Yeah, I think everybody is just like super fine right now. Yeah, I do think having all these piles of ash in our inventory, I think that really helped with that Shambler fight. Right? I think that is a entirely reasonable conclusion. Because yeah, we dropped like an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like an extra 14 points of damage just at the end of every single round. Yeah, at the end of every single round. I think that was real good. Okay. Flash? I mean, probably, yeah, right? I was hoping that he would bleed, but that's good enough. So, you didn't bleed? I mean, he's still dead on the end of his, or at the end of his turn, but that's unfortunate. And you need to shoosh. You're being a real Debbie Downer. But I think the runaway might be the official anti-Shambler unit, because that controlled burn was enormous for just locking down that fight, making sure that just basically none of the enemies got got to do anything like uncontested. And since the Shambler's constantly moving around, it's constantly putting itself back in line or back in the front to take more backdraft, right? So, speaking of, Jesus Christ, I think that was a big success. I think we done good. All right. Well, I got no complaints. Any notes, anybody? No. I think great job, everyone. Juice boxes and orange slices on me. Let's head back. Hopefully we don't get disease. I can't believe I forgot to bring holy water. That was just a really silly oversight. No. I mean, natural eye is nothing, and I mean, none of these are good. But what is this? But yeah, honestly, I don't think you could have scripted a better run. That was excellent. So, yeah. We have just broken into champion level dungeons. Oh, and look who's back! Renaud! I got that town event where the graveyard disgorges 3 heroes and you can take one of them back. And it was Mortimer, Bortimer, and Renaud. Obviously, it was a really, really tough choice, but dear sweet Renaud is back. We lost him back in like week 18. It is now week 570 or something like that. Yeah, 568. So, welcome back, Renaud. We missed you. You missed a lot. We'll have to catch you up sometime. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.